I'm Dave Lewis, and I'm the sound archivist here at BGSU Music Library and Bill Schurk Sound Archives. We're going to take a quick tour of the archives today so you can see behind the scenes. And our reference archivist Emily is going to show you one of the new collections that we're just processing right now. Welcome to our closed stacks. This is the area where we keep all of our popular music collections. So we've been collecting pop music since 1967 when the former sound archivist, Bill Schurk, began a small collection to support the emerging study of popular culture on campus. And since then we've grown to the largest collection of pop music at an academic library in the United States. Our sweet spot is vinyl, but we hold all kinds of formats. Follow me and we'll see some more. So in addition to our music collection, we also have some closed stack books about popular music and a whole lot of pop music periodicals. Everything from periodicals about big band to about hip hop. We run the gamut here. Come this way. We also have a large collection of popular music fanzines. These are periodicals that were made by fans in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even today, many of which are Xeroxed. And while these are maybe not sort of formal professional periodicals, they do still have some pretty important information about fan culture and how fans thought about and interacted with pop music.
Hi, I'm Emily DiLeo, and I am the reference archivist at the Music Library and Bill Schurk Sound Archives. And today I'm going to show you one of our archival collections. So archival collections are those that are unique materials, such as letters, photographs. They can also be some rare materials, things that weren't widely distributed. This particular collection is the Jacqueline Deegan papers, or Jackie Deegan. And Jackie Deegan was worked at the Kent State Library, and she was also a huge rock fan. She was an amateur photographer, so she went to these rock shows and took lots and lots of photographs. And as I found out after I looked through the collection a little bit more, she actually had personal relationships with a few of those rockers, like Tim Curry, for example. So the collection consists of 2 boxes, and what we knew was generally what was in those boxes. So we had many photo negatives, black and white negatives, color negatives, and I knew that there were also diaries in the collection. So let's open the boxes and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so we are going to start with the box of diaries. So these materials are in the boxes just as we would find them as they were donated to us. We have not really organized them in any way yet, so you're seeing what I would see if I'd opened a box for the first time. So I see we have this notebook, and I look through it a little bit and I can see that it looks like a diary, so that must be what her diaries look like. I also see some loose pages here, and I also see some laminated newspaper clippings, which are very helpful, right? Because we do have, it does give us a little bit of more information about her. This one reads, Kent area still a lure for psychics. And there she is. So we know that she was interested in that. We see here, it looks like a vendor's license for the county of Portage, must be Ohio. And it looks like she's made jewelry and sold it. So that's good to know. And here, there's an article about her rescuing a bat. And she was an animal lover. She loved animals. Had many animals. So that's what I can see in here. And if I look further down in the box, I can see lots of spiral bound notebooks, and I can assume that those are all journals. So let's go ahead and open up the next box and see what we find in there. Okay, now I'm going to open the second box, which I know has photo negatives in it. So it looks like we have a lot of photo negatives. If we take one out, it looks like they're all in these strips and these kind of plasticky holders. And this one says Tim Curry, 8679. Okay, so we have Tim Curry. Here's one called the Bizarros, and I looked that up and found that that is an Ohio band, an Ohio punk band, post-punk band. I see Roxy Music. That, of course, Brian Eno. Patti Smith. Well, that's great. January 1976. Queen, Rod Stewart, Styrene, which I think is also a punk band. So the challenge, of course, with this collection is that these are photo negatives. So in order to see them, I have to put them on a light box to be able to see them, or I can scan them to get the images out to look at them. The other thing that was included with these photo negatives were a whole lot of photo negatives that were not identified at all. So this box of negatives I separated from the ones you saw over there, which are labeled. These are all unlabeled negatives. And so what we've started to do is a crowdsourcing project on Facebook where I scan a few of the images and we post them on our Facebook page so that people can identify them, and that's been pretty successful so far. We've been able to identify some of them. This collection, the inventory for the collection, like the full list of contents, will be available in the fall. It will be online so anyone can see what's in the collection. And any of you can come visit the music library and the archive. We are open to the public as well as open to the campus. Just give us a shout before you come so you can make an appointment. And we are so glad that you joined us here today.